Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below.
This is a new one here. Apparently, Will Smith has spoken with Warner's about a Deadshot solo movie. And that is fascinating, right? That's fascinating. It says here, Will Smith confirms meetings about his Suicide Squad character Deadshot's solo movie. Now, if there's anyone out of that movie, a Suicide Squad, that deserved getting their own solo film, it was Will Smith. Right. I loved Will Smith as Deadshot. I thought he was fantastic in the role. A lot of people flocked to Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, who I thought was also great. But for me, it was all about Deadshot. It was all about Will Smith. And that scene where he goes and he's open, he goes to the gun range and he's showing off his skills. To me, that was Will Smith being Will Smith. And I feel like the last time we saw Will Smith being Will Smith was like 2003's Bad Boys 2. I can't think of really any other time in the subsequent years past that where we got to see Will Smith, as the Will Smith we knew him from in the 90s. So Deadshot playing up that type of character, playing up Will Smith or allowing Will Smith to embody that role, I think really worked. And I'd love to see more from it. I'd love to see a solo film. And this is what the article says. It says, Will Smith has given hope for a solo Deadshot movie, and we're all here for it. Fans have hoped for Suicide Squad character would receive a standalone film after his on-screen debut in 2016. Now there's even more hope, or reason to hope, as Will, who plays Deadshot, reveals studio execs at DCEU have had some meetings about a very possible spinoff. So the Hollywood star, who just celebrated his 50th birthday, answered questions during a YouTube live stream. One fan asked if Deadshot would get his own movie. Will replied, "I hope so. I love playing Deadshot. I really enjoyed that character. They've been talking about it, so if a good idea comes around, we've been having meetings. I would love to. I love Deadshot." Now, this to me seems like the one move so far that Walter Hamada has made that I kind of support. Right? Otherwise, I mean, Walter Hamada is trying to kind of revamp the DCEU, and they're doing their own things, and we're going to see, it's going to take a couple years for it to kind of play out, I think. But giving Deadshot his own movie is going to be good, because what DC has to do at this point is they have to very much focus on the villains, right? Like even Suicide Squad 2, which was supposed to go into production here pretty soon, got replaced with Birds of Prey, but they're still in very early production, or without a really confirmed cast, even though Joel Kinnaman said a while back that they had started training together. So I don't quite know what's going to happen, but Gavin O'Connor, who directed The Accountant, is the guy behind this. He's the guy who's going to be directing it. And I could only assume that if I have Gavin O'Connor behind The Accountant, which was a Ben Affleck movie, that I would be surprised if Ben Affleck himself didn't make some kind of appearance in the movie in some way or another. And I would only hope that we would be able to see something from this. I'd love to see something where Deadshot gets his own film, where he does go up against Batman, or they team up together. That would be awesome. I think at this point, again, ensemble films dealing with a hero and a villain, like having them play off one another, would be very, very, very fascinating. It would be a very interesting dynamic that would blow Marvel out of the water. Well, with the exception of one thing. Why is it that Thor movies continue to have Loki in them? Because everyone loves the dynamic between Loki and Thor, the good and the bad, so to speak, right? There's a dichotomy there. There's a duality there, and they play off each other very, very, very well. And that's what audiences have grown to enjoy. And so if we see that, where you have a hero and a villain mentality, and that's what Birds of Prey, I think, is going to give us. And if they start kind of playing up that mindset, playing up that ability to do that, that's going to kind of turn comic book movies on their ear. So instead of a good guy versus a bad guy, it's a good guy and a bad guy versus something else that's even worse, right? And if Sony does this with Marvel, with Spider-Man and Venom, teaming up against Carnage or something, that in and of itself would be very fascinating. We need to see the hero and a villain that working together, because that's going to be something that over the course of the last 30 years of superhero movies, starting with Batman in 1988. I mean, granted, no, there were more before then, but I mean, let's kind of kick off the modern era, was Batman 1988. And that's been 30 years. We haven't really seen much in regards to that. And I feel that a Deadshot movie teaming up with Batman would be cool. If it's just a Deadshot movie on its own, I'm fine with that as well. But I really want to see what's going to happen. I really want to see what they're going to do with it. And I can only hope that it's going to be sooner rather than later. Hey, thanks for checking out this clip from 3 Buck Theater. If you want to get the full audio version of the episode, you can find it anywhere podcasts are found. If you want to watch the video version of it, head on over to patreon.com/Mundane Matt and take a look at our 3 Buck Theater perk, which gets you access to the full show that airs Monday through Friday. It's a video version of it. You get to look at this face, talk about movies and everything else on screen. It's great stuff. It helps out, and I really appreciate the support. Remember to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.